you want to save money on your trading card purchases, we have a promo link over at 50cards.shop. Enter the promo code ATNIGHT to get 5% off your order. Hey everybody, welcome to Nexus at Night, your weekly Vanguard podcast. I'm Atlas.
All right.
We're all dead because of the amount of plus 5,000 power cards in this fucking set.
I know.
They introduced an entire line of grade 1s that just get 5,000 power.
Yeah, so if you remember from past episodes, every time a card gets an effect with just getting 5,000 power as the effect, take a drink, you will die of alcohol poisoning by the end of this set. To those who haven't seen us do this before, we will go through the top rarity cards all the way down to the double Rs and any commons or rares that interest us. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll pull the cards up, otherwise you're just going to have to listen. So that's cool.
Also, I'm eating cereal again, which I think I was doing the last time we did a set review.
I believe it.
It's a strong possibility. So,
anyways.
Yeah.
The number one card is Flaring Cannon equipped Bauer Virina.
Okay. There's another.
So it's a grade 3, has the crossover, and if it's in the crossover state, you can Soul Blast 2, retire one of your opponent's rear guard. And then when it's in the crossover state and it attacks a Vanguard, it gets 2,000 for each open rear guard circle. Then if your opponent has one or less rear guards, it gets drive -1 and performs a drive check.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm going to turn these 2 rear guards into 1 rear guard, and then I can get an extra card. Wait.
This card is a lot of text.
For not a lot of benefit, it seems.
Card's like fine.
I don't know.
It seems like it should be a lot better for how much text it has.
Yeah. You would think so.
Yeah.
Like, so far, all of the crossover cards have been very mediocre.
Yeah. Like, Counterblast 1, get a drive is meh. And it's conditional, like a pretty heavy condition.
Mm-hmm. At least it's 1 or less, unlike all of the Eugene cards that require you to have nothing.
Oh, true.
I'm still wondering if Virina Arcs, which is like their +1 engine for the most part, doesn't that accomplish the same goal as this in terms of card advantage for like way less effort?
I mean, technically, this pluses you more because you retire your opponent's cards, too.
I guess. And, like, that first effect's not once per turn, but, like...
But it does cost 2 units to put under it rather than 1.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And 2 Soul Blasts if you have to, like, take out 2 or 3 things. That's 4 to 6 or more, which is not really feasible.
But it does get bigger than Arcs.
That's true.
Yes, it does. And you can restand it with Jiva.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem worth the effort, in my opinion.
Yeah. I can see it being almost worth the effort, though.
Almost.
I think this is probably better than what Overdress had going for it before, because the other option was like a battle door that was kind of okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just still not excited.
Yeah. Like I said for set 6, because that hasn't even come out yet.
In English, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna play it because I already have all of the other Dragon Empire cards. I might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Except Overlord, because that card is expensive.
Of course it is.
I mean, cards are expensive. Patreon.com/Nexus at Night.
I did buy a bunch of Eugene cards. I don't know if it went up since then. It probably... I would
hope
that
my guess is no.
I would hope that it hasn't, but, you never know. People are kind of dumb. It hasn't.
I think it's going to be one of those things where, like, no matter how good that deck gets, it's going to be looked over.
All right, what other fun cards we got?
We got Meteor Flare Dragon, so it's a grade 2, 10k. When it's placed on rearguard circle, all of your opponent's rearguard lose their continuous abilities and cannot gain them. And then Power Blast 1, you can choose one of your opponent's rearguards in the same column and retire it. And then continuous during your turn, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater and they have no rearguard, it gets power plus 10,000.
All right.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. It gets around resist. It does not actually get around Obscudide's protection, though, because that's an order.
Very nice.
That makes sense. I saw this and immediately got excited because there are decks in Premium that can make use of this. Like, even for something as simple as just being able to turn off Hanali,
Yep.
it's pretty funny.
True.
But also there's things like in Tachikaze, if you do this with the Regiodon or Blue Sprint thing, this would be the thing you would call to Denial Griffin stuff.
Yeah, this card's sweet.
It's a good card. I think this is one of those things where if you run any Dragon Empire deck in D or in Premium, pick up a playset and just hang on to them, because I don't think they're probably going to be useful for a while, I think. So, yay, money. Next one.
Yep. We have Stealth Beast Silent Crow. So this is a grade 1 8K. When placed on Rearguard Circle by a card's ability, it gets power plus 5,000 until end of turn.
Yeah.
Drink.
Hell yeah. And then when your opponent's Rearguard in the same column as this unit is retired by a card ability, you can counterblast 1 and draw a card.
Seems good.
You can build up Counterblast 2, draw a card, and retire the same.
Yeah.
All right. This card gets 5K.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it has to be placed by a card's ability too.
Yeah. So,
considering it in Bob Sakura just because it's a way to dig into the deck.
I
don't know where you're going to get the counterblasts from, but it sure is an option.
Yeah, that counterblasts a lot already, and what calls this?
I think it's supposed to work with Eugene, to be honest. So you just call it off.
Never mind.
Ability.
So nothing. Understood.
Yeah.
Bob Sakura also can revive it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, this card exists certainly.
It sure does.
If you have a bunch of extra counterblasts, you want to draw some cards, but
could be a thing. Eugene isn't super counterblast heavy, so
it is a Eugene card for sure.
Yeah.
However, Eugene.
Oh, come on. He just wants to stop getting hurt and quit saying I'm okay. So
No. All right. So over there in Dark States, the first card we got is Heat Haze Acrobat Miloslava. So it's a grade 3. When it's placed on rear from hand during your main phase. So there's a lot of text there. Counterblast 1. Choose a card from your soul with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard. Put the chosen card into your hand. And if it has the same name as your Vanguard, call it to Rearguard Circle. Put it in your hand if it has the same name, call it to Rearguard Circle. If it doesn't, if you put it to your hand, this unit gets power plus 5,000.
Drink.
So it's a persona ride getter or
reuser.
Yeah. But it has to be called from hand and during your main phase to make sure that you have no shenanigans in Premium.
So it's a Pale Moon card.
No, it's not. It's a V Pale Moon card. But it's not a Pale Moon card.
Yes, that is what I was getting at, Atlas. Thank you.
I love it every time they print some acrobat, and then it's when it's called from hand during your main phase, and it's just yes.
And in the most decidedly unacrobatic way possible. Yes.
Oh yeah, it is the clumsiest card text, but this card certainly exists.
Yeah, it definitely does a thing.
Surprised this is a triple R, but here we are.
Christ. Yeah, this is one of those triple R's you pull it and you're like, God damn it.
All right, so Demonic Jewel Dragon Drajewel. This is the worst name I've ever seen.
Oh, I always thought it was Drag-Jeweled. It's Drajeweled.
No, it's Drajeweled. Like someone was playing Bejeweled and was like, let's do that, but dragons.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
It really needs the G to kind of roll off the tongue better.
So it has an act. You can. So this is a new Vanguard for Dark States. So it has an act. You can counterblast 1, Soul Charge 2. If all the cards you Soul Charge have different grades, you can draw a card.
Okay.
So you can counterblast 1, Soul Charge 2, maybe draw.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get 2 triggers and you're just upset, whichever.
Yeah, that's accurate.
That sounds like
what
will happen.
Yeah, or no, you Soul Charge 2 triggers and draw another one. Oh yeah. All right, so and then it has an auto when it attacks the Vanguard. You can Soul Blast 4 cards with different grades, so 0, 1, 2, 3, probably. Choose one of your opponent's Vanguards until end of turn. Increase or decrease its power to 1, And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets critical +1.
So it's dust, but like worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Cool.
And I don't know how many uses you can get out of this on an average game. Like, you're going to get the first one probably, but I don't know how likely you are to get the next one.
I imagine
I guess if you
Dark States
shotgun
has
enough
enough.
soul, you'll probably just find it.
There's that, and then like Dark States has enough things that go into soul that you can kind of make it easier on yourself.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So it's...
But I'm just worried about, like, if you don't see another grade 3, then where are you at, right?
Yeah. You just start running a bunch of like rearguard grade 3s or what's.
But you don't want to have to ride them, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have ride deck,
you know.
Yeah.
Sure. But I'm saying, like, if you don't find like another Persona copy, right?
Right. Yeah. Then you're just kind of you hope you draw into what's her face from 10 seconds ago, and I've already forgotten the name.
Yeah. Heat Haze Acrobat, Miloslava.
There you go, Miloslava. Yeah.
But this card seems I would not play it, but it does the dust thing, which is cool.
Yeah, I don't know. When I think Dark States, I think Pale Moon stuff, and this is not Pale Moon stuff. Therefore, I do not care.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this card, but we'll see how it ends up.
Yeah.
All right. What's up?
I was like, I think you probably just end up using a lot of its support for what's his face,
Barrow?
Chaos.
Oh yeah, I guess you could do that too.
Yeah,
so
and Barrow.
The next card is Demonic Stone Dragon Rock Auger.
Sweet name.
Yeah, these it's a stone apparently. So auto on rear when it attacks a grade 3 or greater unit. If your soul has 4 more cards with different grades, it gets power plus 10,000. And then an auto on rear when you soul bless 4 more cards with at the same time for the cost of your Vanguard's ability, aka the guy we just mentioned. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, counterblast 1, stand this unit. So it's a restander for every Dark States clan, basically every Dark States clan except Barrow, I think.
Yeah, and Chaos. Chaos doesn't soul blast either.
Sure. So I guess theoretically Bruce could do this.
Yeah, but you already restand your front row with Bruce.
That's true, but listen, it's funny, okay. But
so just restand.
Yeah, it is a huge beater though.
Mm-hmm.
But so we have another multi-attacking Dark States deck in the new guy, Drajuled, and Zorga is still sitting at 3.
Yep, and we'll talk about getting more attacks when we get to the double R's.
Yes, but this card's pretty good, especially for the Drajuled card because Drajuled kind of like sets it up. My only concern with Drajuled is how often because you're going to need to be able to do that multiple times to win a game. Mm-hmm. And I just don't know how consistent it's going to be on getting that to happen multiple times. That's kind of my current concern with Drajuled. But we'll see.
Yeah. I think they just expect you to play it like Dark Irregulars where you just hoard soul.
Yeah.
I hate that the first effect is detrimental to the second effect.
What do you mean?
No, it's until end of turn. So you attack with it, it gains the 10k, and then you soul blast.
Yeah,
I'm so used to stuff being end of battle. Sorry. Yeah.
No, this card somehow they thought about that somehow.
Yeah.
Also, it's not plus 5k.
It's 10.
It's 10. Finally, the cycle is broken, and I
mean, Meteor Flare was also plus 10.
Huzzah! And then what's his face? Greedon can make good use of this too.
True.
Greedon only soul blasts 2.
What did I think it was 4? I thought it was.
No, it eats 4.
Oh, you suck in 4. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, never mind. Have rear guards that soul. Oh, fuck, I don't know. Moving on.
It has to be Vanguard's ability, so this is designed for exactly Drajuled.
Okay,
they designed it so well. All right,
so give me a second on this. I had to pull up a billion cards.
Yeah.
So there's this guy, Blitz CEO Welstra. You can already tell he's going to be a popular character by looking at the card.
Oh yeah, he's a fabulous fop. This guy's like Sheriff of Nottingham level gay. This is
all right. So it has an auto on Van. When it attacks a Vanguard, choose one of your products in your order zone and operate it. Whatever the hell that means. We'll get to it in a second. And then auto unvan, when one of your products is operated, this unit gets power plus 5,000. This feels like a really unexciting Vanguard card. Like, first of all, it's on attack, operate a product, and like, okay, the question is, what the hell does that mean? We'll talk about that right now. And the second part is, even when you do that, you get 5K. It's like, all right.
Those products better be interesting.
So let's talk about these products. We're gonna go in order. So let's talk about the grade 1 product first, which is Incandescent Flame Cannon Abhasal. Sorry, I'm going in the worst order possible. So it says, when this card is operated, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and retire it. If you do not retire, draw a card and choose a card from your hand and discard it. That's one of your products. That's not great.
Yeah.
I mean, so you on attack retire something, I guess. That's cool.
Yeah.
But not boss unit. All right. Well, maybe the next one's better. Let's go to Heavy Strike Cannon Fortress. No, that's the Fortress. Freischütz, right? Okay. So
well done on the German accent.
So operate. When this card is operated, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and retire it. Okay, so you choose this time. If you did not retire, choose one of your opponent's vanguards with minus 1,000. And then auto in the order zone, when your grade 3 or greater vanguard is placed by writing from grade 3, put this card in a drop and search your deck or hand for up to one mobile Fortress of Obliteration Freischütz maximum and put it into your order zone. And if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. If you put it from your hand, draw a card. Okay, so that's also unexciting. So maybe this last one's insane. Let's read it. You can't play this card. Okay, so you have to get it from the grade 2. Sure.
Okay.
When this card is operated, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. Choose one of your opponent's vanguards and gets power minus 5,000 until end of turn. Counter +1, return a rear guard to hand, and call this card as a power 23,000 critical 1 normal unit to an open rear as stand. If you call the card, put that unit into the order zone at end of turn. So it's a 4th attack.
Yes.
But this sucks, right?
Yeah.
This is just not good, right? Like, why would you? Like, I feel like you could just be playing anything else.
Yeah. By the way, if you're wondering how the rules work for when something gets minus 5K, you spit your drink back into the cup. That's how that works.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah. I'm not excited about this. Like this line, I think this line's kind of like it's a lot. Like we just read 4 cards, and the end result is not even that exciting. It's an extra 28K attack, basically. And 5K to your front row.
Yay!
Which is yeesh.
Yeah,
that's not exciting.
It kind of reminds me of like when a 4-year-old tries to tell you a story and then you get to the end and you're like, that's it. It was just so many like meandering twists and turns and we got to the end and we're like, okay.
I was trying so hard for like to keep up excitement for what was going to happen with these cards, and they just kept like the first one was pretty disappointing. The second one was like, okay. And the third one was like, or the second one was like basically the first one, but like not even that much better.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, there's a third one. Is that one good? And it's like, well, yes, but also no.
If you could actually just put it there right away, it would be good.
Well, no, that and if your Vanguard just did more.
Yeah.
Like the Vanguard giving 5K to itself is the least exciting thing, right?
Yeah.
See, what it needs to do is retire another front row rear guard.
True. All right.
At least Zorda can call stuff from drop.
But it still has 4 attacks.
It still has 3 attacks, yes.
All right.
That's all.
So Blitz Secretary Perfet is the next card we got going on here. So it's a grade 2. When it's placed on rear, you can counterblast 1, put a grade 2 or greater set order from your drop zone on the bottom of your deck, and draw a card.
This is a triple R.
This is a triple R.
Oh my god.
This is... So what's the point of putting the grade 2 order back in your deck? Can you get multiple of the grade 3 order in there? Or can you only call 1?
I know it's set orders.
You only you can only operate the one on attack, but I don't think there's any restriction on playing multiples. So if you could find another way to like operate one of your products, then you could theoretically get like more out of it.
Interesting. Okay. Well, it's just like I was like, because I was thinking to myself, like, if you can't operate more than one, there's not really a reason to have a ton of them because you can't play them from hand. Like, you can't you don't want to draw it necessarily.
Yeah.
But like my other statement is like, well, why would you want to put the grade 2 order back in your deck if there's not really a reason to, like, yeah, you get to draw a card for Counter Blast 1, but like, is putting the order back supposed to be a cost, like a downside? I don't know.
In terms of operation, it's not like it, because like the Freischütz max goes back to order zone at the end of the turn.
Right.
Well, but I think the idea here is you like build up multiple products because there are other cards that operate.
Okay,
I see.
All right.
Well, let me read the next card, the other grade 2, Blitz Engineer Hofleo.
Like the art on this guy.
He's very blue.
Yeah. Dabba dee dabba die.
When this unit is placed on rear, if you do not operate a product this turn, you can Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose a product card in your order zone, operate it. Okay, so this guy can operate a product during your main phase. Also, it's a grade 2 8K, just want to throw that out there. And during your turn,
damn it.
During your turn, if you operate a product,
it gets 5,000 power.
Drink.
Okay, so this can operate the product early. But you're still not gaining you're not gaining the extra attack if you operate that early, right?
Yeah, this would just be for like the retire, and if you're probably going with the grade 2 order in that case, most likely. So you get like a retire and -5 to your opponent's Vanguard.
If your opponent has no front row rear guards already, like getting the -5K from the grade 2 and then like doing it again is like kind of nice. But I don't know how often it's going to be the case, right? Like, if you do it twice, it's like kind of huge, right?
Yeah.
Like, do it twice. But I guess if you, because you can't even activate 2 of these in a turn because it says if you did not activate a product this turn.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, there goes that plan. I was trying to think of a way to like plus 10K in your front row and then call the big one.
Oh no! If you're at grade 3, you would call this main phase and then like the CEO on attack and operate something.
Yeah, so you get 2 operates, right? So you get -5. Oh, you can get -5 and then another -5 from the new one, and then call a big thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like kind of something. It just needs a lot.
Yeah.
So much chicanery for so little result,
it's a lot for like a barrow turn, right? Like at the end of the day.
Yeah
All right. Hell, I'd prefer a barrow turn to that, if I'm being honest.
Probably true.
Yeah. All right, it is time.
On to the Bastion cards. So, grade 3, 13K. When this unit attacks, if you have 6 or more grade 3 or greater units, Counterblast 1. Until end of battle, this unit attack will hit regardless of power, while the sum of the grades of your opponent's guardians is not 3 or greater.
All right.
That's kind of interesting.
God, this is like Hope on Damp all over again.
Kind of, yeah.
That's funny.
So, yes, your opponent needs to call cards with grades equal to 3 or more. In order to actually block this thing. Unless they just perfect guard it.
Right.
I think it was said already that perfect guards do work against it.
It sounds like perfect guards do in fact work from the text.
Yeah, so to those who don't know, newer players, whatever, perfect guards effects are like an effect and not the card itself like being a successful guard. It's like, I'm activating this effect to stop the attack. So that's why, like, if something negates a perfect guard, it will say the cannot be hit does not activate or something to that effect.
Yes.
So now
so either your opponent perfect guards this, or they have to like throw in a bunch of extra cards to make it equal grade 3 or more,
or just a grade 3.
Yeah, or just a grade 3. But yeah, this is one of those like simple but effective cards. You know, you can just restand it with Bastion and get the really weird guard condition twice.
This one feels like a triple R, actually.
Yeah,
It does.
and you know, because it hits regardless of power, like you don't care about trigger gains, you don't care about boosting it up with anything. You just like swing with it, and it does its job.
True.
I kind of like.
Is that for the turn? No,
let me
until the battle.
No,
Okay, never mind.
until end of battle.
Yeah,
Could you imagine?
It's for his attack. I feel like Bushiroad didn't like they experimented with it a couple of times, like late G era, where it was like it will hit regardless of power, as opposed to like what
like maidens.
And the example I'm thinking of is that stride that Brave got, where like you counterblast and then anything with Brave, and if will hit regardless of power unless they put down 2 or more Guardians. So it was like a proto Battledore still. This is before Battledore Fighter comes out. And I feel like they never did that again. They always specifically said, must use 2 or more cards to guard, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's cool that they're like bringing this back because I think they didn't toy with it as much as they should.
Yeah. And honestly, I'd like this. I think this is more interesting than just like call 2 cards from your hand. Actually call 3 cards from your hand. Actually call 5 cards from your hand.
Yeah. No, this is just like, it's arguably better than a normal triple door still or something, depending on what the situation
and Grade 4 Bastion is still $20.
Hell yeah.
Vomit. What else you got?
We have a new youthberk form, so Revolt form Tempest. So, you know, Revolt. When it's placed by Overdress, give your front row 5,000 power. Then you can counterblast 1, reveal the top 2 cards. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards with the same grade as any of the reveal cards. Put it on the bottom of their deck, and then put all of the reveal cards into your hand. I don't know. I just kind of blanked while reading that. And then at the end of the turn, you can choose the Overdress ability from Soul and write it as rest.
All right.
I mean, this is better than the other youthberk forms.
Yes.
Especially if you're going first.
Yeah, this is like the best one by a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like, I think the other 2 are still better finishers, but as far as your first Revolt form, this is definitely the one you want to have.
Yeah, this is good.
Yep.
And especially in a world without imaginary gifts, that last effect isn't as broken as it could be.
Yeah.
So,
not doing that shit again.
I like that it gives the front row 5,000 power. I thought that was one weakness the deck had when I was playing with the set 6 version. Is just not enough rear guard power.
Yeah, no, it's true.
That is nice. It does suck out by Overdress ability. So maybe, never mind. I was going to say, like, it would suck if you didn't really have anything in front row, but it's by ability, so what do I care? Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. And you're not revolt dressing until you attack, so you better have a front row.
Yeah, so forget it. I love the art on this next one. Knight
of Rendering Flash, Carabay.
It's Carabay.
Yeah, Carabay. When it's placed on Rearguard Circle, Counterblast, Soul Blast, look at your top 3, choose reveal a card from among them, call it to Rearguard Circle if it's grade 2 or less, or put it into your hand if it's a grade 3 or greater.
Or if it's an order or something.
Yeah.
I feel like this is one of those cards you end up playing just because it says dig at your deck.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It can reveal Amaterasu in Premium.
Oh, very fun.
It can do lots of stuff. And I think that, again, this is one of those pick up a play set and sit on it because it working in literally every deck, like you can do wacky shit with like Angel Feather.
I mean, just like moving through your deck when you need to find like
stuff.
You know, like Persona Rides or whatever. I think it's a pretty good card just to have. It's a pretty good generic card, regardless.
Yep.
Yeah. I think this like stuff like this. I think deserves that triple R banner. It sucks in terms of price because that means it's going to be used in a lot of shit. But
I don't know. I mean, I think this is a good generic card. I don't know if it has anything that would like drive up the price insanely at the moment.
I think just over time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
it was one of those cards that it will spike up all of a sudden one of these days when someone figures out something broken with it.
Mm-hmm. Basically, anything that can call from hand mid-battle phase. There it is. All right.
That is a way to get more attacks if you can call it battle phase.
Okay. Well, we got a Fraternal Maiden Araceli, which doesn't make any sense because fraternal means brotherly. So brotherly maiden Araceli. Anyway, grade 3, 13k. Auto when placed on rear guard from hand. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, Counterblast, Soul Blast. Mill the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose a card from your drop and call it to rear if it is a grade 2 or less card, and put the card in your hand if it's the same card name as your Vanguard. So
maybe just kind of they're just kind of printing this type of searcher for like every clan, aren't they?
This is a grade 3 though.
Yeah.
Huh.
Helps you set up Persona Ride. There's already a thing you can do in Great Nature.
Sorry, go ahead.
There's a thing you can do in Great Nature where you control stuff from hand mid-battle phase. So you can use this and use it to like extend more attacks by like calling from drop. Whatever. It's stupid and it's funny. Continue.
I was just gonna say like it's weird that this is a grade 3 and the other one they printed was a grade 2, right?
Yeah. Bothers me a little bit, but it's not the worst.
Well, I mean, the Heathaze Acrobat kind of does a similar thing as those other two, and that one was also grade 3.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So they have like Dark States from your soul, the other one from your
deck,
from the top deck, and then this one is from your drop. I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
And then Braingate doesn't get one.
Neither did Dragon Empire. I guess they have like Silent Crow that just like draws a card.
No,
doesn't
that's
search.
That's not.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wish Silent Crow had the search ability instead. That would be way more useful for Bob Sagra.
You can also trade the 5k for it too.
I think it would be interesting if Brankgate had something where it's like put a set order into your drop zone and then just search your deck for the thing. Where like it's the higher cost up front, but you get the thing you want like from the whole deck.
I wonder if these like top 3 profile like search profile cards are going to be like important, like as far as like nations who have them, nations who don't.
That could be something.
As a small tangent, I'll try to keep it very short. In White, sometimes sets get certain cards that are just super good. Like for example, there's a card called a Ricky, which it's an on play. You pay a stock, deal 1 damage to yourself, search your deck for any grade 1 or less character basically, and add it to your hand.
Okay.
Usually it's like trait restricted or something, but that never matters. But like for a while, sets that had those were just advantage over sets that didn't.
Right.
So like I just wonder if that's going to be like a thing.
I don't know. Maybe they might like have it coming in set 8. That's coming up pretty quick. In a couple.
Set 8 is going to have new ride lines for Brant and Dragon Empire, so they might.
They might cram that in there. Who knows? And then of course Minerva, but we'll cross that incredibly horny bridge when we get to it.
Minerva Rising.
That was such a. They did that name on purpose. They had to. All right, Resonance Dragon is yet another grade 3. So continuous on rare. If your unit's boosted a total of 3 or more times this turn, gets plus 5k, drink, and auto on rare at the end of the battle that this unit attacked a Vanguard. If you have a Vanguard with Leonorn in its card name and your unit's boosted a total of 5 or more times this turn, counterblast 1, put this unit into your soul, choose one of your rear guards and stand it. So Leonorn is, as you can guess, the one that like makes all your rear guards boost at the same time and then stands the other two with it. Yeah, okay.
Extra attacks.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah. Nice support card for Leonorn.
It does the thing.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
It's definitely like we want this to be in this deck exactly, and it's certainly there.
Oh yeah, they went super stringent with this only works in this deck.
Yeah.
I mean, Leonorn was missing some sort of oomph. Like she doesn't nothing she has like gains a crit. But you get really big, but there's no other payoff from other than just like your stuff's really big. So having a restander is nice.
Right. I also like the art on this. Looks good. Nice woodsy looking dragon. Sylvanhorn Beast Alpin. Looks like we got Magnolia support just by the name. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, or it's grade 2 10k. If you have a Vanguard with Magnolia, this gets plus 5k until end of battle for every 2 of your grade 2 or greater units. If it got plus 10k by the effect, and At the end of the battle, bind it, countercharge, and soul charge.
Fine.
It's fine, I guess.
I really do not want you countercharging, soul charging more than once.
Do you need it?
It depends on the build, and even then, like, not really.
Like, I guess you might need it if you're still in grade 3, Magnolia?
Yes. It means you can play more fast and loose
I see.
with stuff. It means you can run more, like, you can lean into the glow nipples stuff a little bit more, like more counterblasty shenanigans.
I actually don't remember the real name of that card.
Glow nipples? It's
I don't care. Please do not remember me.
G and
I do not care. Okay. I assure you.
I'm trying to remember for my benefit. I can't remember either. But yeah, Magnolia already has ways to countercharge, and this again gets rid of itself in its countercharging ability, so it's like whatever. Fine. Why don't we go on to the double R's?
All right. Break Equip Dragon Urbago. So when it becomes an original dress, you can counterblast 1, soul charge 1, retire 1 of your opponent's rear guards.
And it's a prayer dragon, so it's for that crossover dress.
Yes.
Yes.
It sure does set up your crossover dress. I don't know where you're going.
Can they make these cards do a little more?
Mm-hmm.
Or like not like you're already like losing this card. I don't know.
Better than all of the cards they print to support crossover as a mechanic, as if you were playing anything besides crossover units and things that go into crossover units.
You know, that's understandable. Well, as long as the next card doesn't mention Eugene, we're good.
Assaulting Bullet of Duststorm, Oswald. So it is a grade 1. At the end of the battle, it boosted a Vanguard with Eugene in this card name. If your opponent's grade 3 or greater and they have no rear guards, counterblast 1, discard a card. Stand one of your Vanguards. Increase or decrease its critical and drive to 1 until end of turn.
Oh my god. Alright. I can't remember if we talked about this on Tangents or on the past episode of the actual show. But we brought this up when it got revealed.
I don't even think this card's bad. I think the problem with this card is that it says Eugene on it.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Like, if this were in anything else, this card's like nuts. Yeah. But it's in Eugene.
So that's why you play it in premium, because there's no once per turn.
That's true. Yeah, this card is like insane, but also as far as like D is concerned, it says Eugene on it.
Yeah. It's funny because like reducing the critical to 1 doesn't even negate like Tribash shenanigans, because you can just Tribash is when your Vanguard attacks, so you can just wait until after the restand to use Tribash.
That's true.
It's pretty freaking funny. This also comes on the heels of them banning Dragon Knight Nazarian Premium, so that whole like thing I talked about on Spice decks is now no longer legal.
Hell yeah.
Which this would have helped with a lot, but it can't. I get the feeling someone's gonna try to make it work. Regardless,
the easiest thing is just the purge, right? Because the purge's drive check is continuous, so this will lower to 1, and then the purge just immediately increases it back to whatever your damage is.
That's really funny.
Yeah, and then if you have like the one lizard general that lets you countercharge, you can just attack infinitely as long as you have stand triggers in your deck.
Conroe something.
Yeah, it was like the V Conroe.
Yeah.
So it lets you countercharge. So if you can set all of that up, you do just get infinite Vanguard attacks, most likely.
Yes.
You'll probably deck out from drive checking 5 every attack, but you know.
That's one of those things where if someone pulls it off and they kill you, they deserve to win. That takes so much like meticulous setup to get that to work.
But yes, I would like to see all of the like ridiculous Eugene combos people try to figure out with this, because you do still need to go through the hurdle of removing your opponent's rear guards.
Yes,
that's true. All right, what else we got?
Sealed Blaze Dragon Samadhi. So it's a grade 1. During your turn, if your Vanguard circle has 2 or more arms card, it gets power plus 5,000. Yay. If your Vanguard has an arms, you can retire it. Choose an arm card from hand or drop and arm it to one of your Vanguards. If you arm a card, you cannot arm again until end of turn.
This isn't so bad.
This is fine.
Yeah.
It's like a side grade to Adarla. I think you just play both.
Yeah.
More consistency.
It being a grade 1 is nice.
Yeah. I mean, like, that deck has... Like, it just kind of needs a way to search out orders. You have the new, like, Blaze Maiden card to, like, search out Trick Moon, but you still don't really have a consistent way of getting orders in your hand other than just, like, the Ride line, which only gets one of the 2 orders.
Right.
Yep.
And this has to get it from drop.
Or hand.
But I mean, that's...
Either way, you need to have the arm card in rotation already.
Yeah. Or if you like took it on damage and then healed it, I guess would be one way for that.
Adarla already does that. The only thing this has over Adarla is it's reusable since it's an act.
Yeah.
And you can just revive it with one of your various grade 1 revival abilities.
So, huzzah for side grades.
Yeah. I wish Buff Sagra got more impactful cards in this set, but I guess it's Eugene's turn in the spotlight.
Yeah, which it needed it.
All right. So, onto Dark States. Their first double R is Lilac Rusher. So, when it attacks, if you have Vanguard with Barrow in its name, it gets powerful 2,000 until end of battle for every card in your soul.
I'd like to note that power is 2,000.
Oh, yeah, its power is 2,000. That's true. So, this might be 30k.
Yeah.
You hope it's around there. It being 28 is not bad if you can hit 15. But the problem with this card, as with most cards like this, is that it doesn't actually soul charge itself. Which means by playing this card, you are making it less likely to hit the soul required, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So play it at 1, hope you soul charge it, and use it on that Barrow Magnus. That's the best way to do it.
It's pretty funny, yeah. But you just you do have to be a little careful with cards like this because Barrow does need to hit like that critical mass. And if you draw if you jam 4 of these and you draw 2 of them early, you're gonna feel kind of dumb. But at least you never have to write it. That's cool.
That's true. Yeah, that's one thing I like about the whole ride deck thing is that like you can play stupid, 1s, 2s, 3s like this with weird power or like a weird obtuse ability because of the ride deck. You're always
as someone who has ridden the OG Nemain many times. The
3K one.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So next is Power Gem Dragon. So grade 1 for Dark States. When it boosts, if you Soul Blast 4 or more cards at the same time for the cost of your Vanguard ability this turn, count plus 1, look at top 2, choose 1 from among them, put it in your hand, put the rest in the soul. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a +1 in the soul charge.
I actually kind of don't like it because it like only works on the turn that you like do this big thing.
That you pop off.
Yeah. So I don't know. But putting a card in your soul could be worth because you get to pick one of 2. I don't know.
Helps out for the next time. Put your own trigger in there.
I'd probably play it just until I'm dissatisfied with it, and then I'll get it.
Yeah. It definitely seems like a win more card.
Yeah. It's one of those things you like try, and if it works, you just have to be honest with yourself if it's working or not.
Yeah.
But you can only really play it in the one deck, right? What's it called?
In Bejeweled.
Bejeweled, yeah.
Yeah, Bejeweled.
I think they are really rolling with the assumption that you just do it every turn.
All right. And the last card is a card you are definitely playing in Bejeweled. It's Falcate Performer. It's a grade 1 8K. When it boosts, choose up to 1 card in your drop. If you do not have the same grade with that card in your soul, put it in your soul.
There you go. That's how you get that to work.
You 100% play this.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Like, this is a no-brainer. If you're playing Bejeweled, you play this card. I think it's so obvious, like, just the way it's constructed.
Yeah.
All right. Break 8. First card, Gravidia Aronhill. So this is a grade 2. If your order zone has a meteorite, it gets 5k. Shield plus 5k, not actually.
Don't drink.
Power.
That's shield. That doesn't count.
Shield. It's better somehow. And then when it's placed under rear, reveal the top card of your deck, put it in the order zone. If it's a meteorite card, put it in the bottom of your deck. That's such a weird ability.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this card's effectively a 10k like intercept with Sorry. Like, you might get a meteorite, but
Yeah.
probably not, right?
Yeah.
What a bizarre ability.
Does Gravidia have like defensive problems? Or
Not really.
Not too
I think
much.
the whole idea is that you smack your opponent with enough meteorites, they just don't have rear guards to attack you with.
right.
I don't think you care about this, right? Even
No.
if okay. I feel like if we got shield plus 10 after like some critical mass of meteorites, like if you have 3 more meteorites plus shield plus 10,
That's
this card's
something.
a lot better.
Mhm.
But it being shield plus 5, I'm just not sure if it's enough.
I think it would have had to have done something offensively worth it for it to be worth playing.
Or like, yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange card. Like the fact that it just like checks top for a meteorite and then like does nothing if it's not one is weird to me.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, if it's not a meteorite, put it on bottom and this gets 5k. Like you know they thought about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be it getting 5k for like it put on bottom would again obviously be an improvement, but I'm not even sure if that's like something worth it. All right, so the next card we got is Blitz Mechanic Iskra. So it's a grade 1 8k and act if you do not operate a product this turn, kind of last one and rest it. Choose a product card in your order zone and operate it. So this is kind of a guaranteed operate every turn, just because it's an act, it rests itself. You just operate the product and that's it.
Stick it behind Vanguard.
Yeah, you're obviously going to play some number of this because you don't want multiple of them, obviously. So this is kind of like sitting at that 2 to 3 number.
Yeah.
But like I'm not even sure that deck's worth it. But if you are going that route, like I think this is a 2 to 3, just to like guarantee you get that double operate turn.
Right.
Because if you're not double operating, I feel like you're kind of losing value there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Another
and then
Blitz
last
Mechanic.
is Blitz Mechanic Shatart.
Shart.
Shart.
It's
Oh
Shart.
no, that's a bad name.
Yeah.
So if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you can counterblast 1. Put a heavy strike cannon fortress Fleischutz, that's the grade 2, from your order zone into your drop and retire it. Oh, so it upgrades the it immediately upgrades the grade 2 into the grade 3 order.
Yeah. If your opponent's grade 3 or greater.
Yeah, if your opponent's grade 3 or greater. I have no idea if you're supposed to play this card or not. Could not tell you.
It's definitely a going second card because if you went first, like it doesn't work, and then you just kind of have to wait until you activate it naturally.
Yeah, it's just you're just gonna have it anyway. I'm not sure if you're supposed to play this. Could not tell you.
I don't either. All I know is that he probably shouldn't be wearing white pants.
Why is that?
Shart.
Yeah, that's just his name. He could be a clean guy.
Okay. Whatever. Let's just move to the next one.
All right. Heavenly Wings of Purity, Hanataria.
Who came up with this name?
When it's placed on rearguard circle, if you have a Vanguard with Bastion in its name, counterblast 1, choose up to 1 grade 3 card from your hand, call it. If you call a card and you have 5 or more units, draw. During your turn, if you have 6 or more units, it gets boost.
Okay.
It sure does a thing. It's like cheaper than whatever Paw of Greed guy's name is. I haven't touched Bastion in
Alden?
a while. Yeah.
Yeah, like, Alden gets bigger.
Yeah, this is just like half of an Alden for the first effect, and then it gets boost because you don't have what's the Dark Strain as. You only have the 1 Dark Strain nowadays.
I would simply draw it.
Just draw it forehead. Yeah.
Yeah. So this sure does do a thing. This feels like them trying to print cards to make you not play the exact same deck that Bastion has been for the last 5 sets.
Well, they just can keep printing grade 3s, but there's some real good ones.
That must be so hard as a card designer where you do something so well the first time and you still got to print more because you want people to buy your cards, but how do you do it better? You either got to ban it or just make a worse version.
Yeah.
Cough, cough, Gaia Desperado.
In this case, they did both.
Yeah,
Yep.
True.
So I identify with the plight of the card designer, but also
All right. Next we have Wayward Therapy Angel. So it is a 10k grade 1. So it cannot be ridden and cannot be normal called to rearguard circle from hand. And when you discard it from your hand during your turn, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, Soul Blast 1, call it to a back row rearguard circle.
This card seems good. You can think of a lot of reasons why you discard cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. During your turn, so it's not like you can drop it off a PG or something.
Right. But like even any card sorry. Okay. Any card that says like draw a card, discard a card, right? This just goes into play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you have like any like enough of those effects or like a guaranteed effect like on your Vanguard that discards a card, like this does work there. Seems fine to me.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a card I would keep in the back of my mind. Of like, am I discarding crap ton of cards? I can make free value out of this.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Witch of Accumulation, Sakana. So it is a grade 1 8k. During your turn, if you have Vanguard with youthberk, it gets power plus 2000. We don't have to drink for this one.
Yep.
When placed on Vanguard Circle by the Overdress ability, put this unit into your soul, choose one of your Vanguards, and increase or decrease its drive to 1 until end of turn. So you're just never playing Gust anymore, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess not, yeah. That's funny.
I like how there was a Witch of Accumulation, a bunch of Shadow Paladin and Genesis players got excited for a second, and then they saw it was tied to Youthberk and got sad.
Denied.
So straight upgrade for a thing. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like Gust still has some use cases because you get 2 drive checks off of that one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You'd have to like fiddle around with the numbers.
Yeah. Put this in. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine, I guess. I guess time for these Stoicheia cards. Tier Knight Alex. So grade 2, 10k. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked a Vanguard. If it's the second battle, wave 2 of the turn, and you have a stood Vanguard with Flagbird in its card name, Soul Blast and stand this unit, and it gets plus 5k till end of turn. Drink, I guess, but it also stands itself, so your choice.
It seems fine.
Yeah. I think it kind of fulfills it's either that like weird like Navy battleship looking thing.
Yeah, Aggro's blue that has to attack rear guards. Probably,
right.
Yeah, because like Flagbird already retires too, so you don't really need a rear guard attacker.
Mm-hmm. So this just does that better.
Yep.
Well done. There's Festaso Dragon. I think that's right. Yeah, Festaso. Grade 2. When it's placed on rear from hand, if you have a Vanguard with Leonor, counterblast 1, check top 3, call up to 1 grade 3 or less from among them to rear, and it gets boost until end of turn, and then discard the rest. So,
seems fine. Right.
Yeah, helps you build your board. It doesn't even
Leonor
matter.
Doesn't actually have a huge problem with like getting things out.
No.
I don't know if you really play this one just because it doesn't gain power. I think like in terms of like card advantage and board building, I think Leonor already has that covered. It really is just like getting better offense.
I see. Maybe you keep it around for like more control heavy metas. Let's say Eugene becomes the czar of the meta somehow.
Well, yeah, but even then, like Leonor just like draws a card, and then you can either call it to rear guard or discard it. So, like most of the time, you're just gonna call something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then another Magnolia, Sylvanhorn Beast Cyril. 8k, when placed on rear from deck or hand. If you have a Vanguard with Sylvanhorn Beast in its card name, so that's not necessarily Magnolia, that can just be pretty much anything. Soul Blast 1, check top 5, choose up to 1 Magnolia, put it in your hand and shuffle. And then on Rearguard Circle, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Magnolia, your Persona Ride increases your back row as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I like it. I like that second ability especially.
Yeah. I mean, this is particularly strong in the grade 3 version, right?
Yeah.
Getting an extra 30k power for your Persona Ride. And God forbid, Google nipples passes that along.
Yeah. I'm running the grade 3 version of the deck anyway, just so I can use inlet pulse still. So this helps that more, which is good.
Seems like a good card.
Well done.
And it kind of digs well. It kind of digs for your Magnolias too, right?
Yes, so you can set up your Persona ride better.
Because you need to hit that Persona ride.
Yes, for that magic 6 attack. Otherwise, you got to rely on Diamond Aro to get more of them. But
not bad.
Yeah. Were there any commons or rares we wanted to pull up besides the?
I read most of the Brand Gate ones that mattered. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think there is the one Gravidia one.
What?
Which one?
There is the one Gravidia rare that maybe matters. It depends.
Almanon?
Yes.
When it attacks, soul less 1, discard a card, choose a meteor from your drop, put it in your hand, it gets powerful 5,000.
Yeah. Yeah, because this combines with a common from set 1. Actually, it was a rare, but Fighting Dragon, Golduck Dragon. So when it's discarded from your hand during your turn, if you have a set order in your order zone, you can counterblast 1, call it to rearguard circle. So this is technically a 4th attack for Gravidia.
There it is.
That's
nice.
Funny. That seems a little sketch, but it's funny.
Yes. I mean, does Gravidia counterblast that much? I feel like this might be doable.
It counterblasts a little bit, but the last attack you get's really tiny, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's kind of my issue.
Yeah, the Golduck doesn't really gain any extra power, but
your
other Gravidia cards already gain power, so you can save the booster for it.
Yeah, that's true. I was just thinking if the last attack would be really tiny, and I was just
And stay out, man.
Yeah,
but it is funny that Gravidia can get a 4th attack like this.
That is quite amusing.
Yes. So winners, losers.
I think the big winner is youthberk.
Yeah, the green form does a lot. What was it called? Tempest. Tempest does a lot.
Yeah, I like Tempest.
That Bastion grade 3, the
it made me want to play Bastion again, but the grade 4 is $20.
That is rough.
Keter got some good stuff for sure. Keter's a big winner, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we can say definitively that Keter won. I like the stuff that Leonorn got. Getting a 4th attack, I think, is pretty big for the deck. It already gains decent power on everything. It just kind of needed more pressure.
Mm-hmm. And then Flyberg and Magnolia got some good tools. So Stoichea, decent second, I guess.
I feel like Brandgate lost.
Yeah. We'll have to see what the CEO stuff ends up doing, but on paper, it feels like Brandgate lost, yeah.
Which is rough.
I'm not that sad about it.
Yeah. I'm still not super sold on crossover. Nothing that they revealed really ups the deck in my opinion. So you either still have to do some sort of weird hybrid or just keep playing the original.
Right.
I know they're more deliberate about power creep in Overdress. So it might be a thing of how much can we push the envelope before things go crazy? And they want to keep on that path very slowly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What did you think, listener? Leave if you're watching this on YouTube, comment, tell a friend, share, subscribe. And then if you're listening to this on Spotify or whatever your podcast app is, go walk up to somebody and be like, hey, do you like a trading card game that I play? Check out Nexus at Night. That's how you spread the word.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, no. Anyway, but yeah, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks to Darren, Cole, Josh, Jeremy, and then we have a new patron as of this morning. They didn't get back to me about what to call them, but the initials were GR. So
sure.
GR for now. I don't know if you still want to be called that or not. Let us know. And then at Nexus at Night, Twitter, Instagram, patreon.com/Nexus at Night if you want bonus episodes of us talking about whatever the hell we want and stuff early, things like that. And then merch and playmats. And where can they find us?
You can find me on Twitter at Wiggums, 2 G's, 2 Z's.
You can find me at Plasma Eclipse.
Find me at Atlas Novak on Twitter or Instagram, or you can follow my other podcast at Generation Dan on Twitter, Generation_Dan on Instagram. That's a comedy show about generational differences. We were supposed to have Billy Wayne Davis last week. He couldn't come, but he's coming this week.
Understandable.
So, like, the episode that drops not this Thursday, but the next Thursday is the one.
I assume he's a busy guy.
I think so too. He went to the beach and then couldn't make it home in time.
I can't blame him.
Yeah, honestly, beach is greater than comedy podcast by a lot. So yeah, thanks everybody for listening. And until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm still Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And have a good night, everybody.